After Hours.
Hey.
It's a body, it's a part.
Number 11.
We in
This
this.
time, I put my drink in a non-labeled drinking apparatus.
But it says fucking Michelob.
You can't see it. Now you ruin it, Jarrett. It was supposed to be on the other side, but you can see right through the glass. You ruined my whole thought process there.
How you gonna do her like that?
I didn't take my ginkgo. Wasn't thinking clearly.
I know. I need some of that. I've been trying to quit coffee, and I've been doing a pretty good job. I don't drink any more than at the most a cup per day.
I cut down on
I
coffee.
cut that out too. What's that?
I cut down. I used to drink like 3 cups every morning, and now I drink like 1 cup, or maybe don't even finish the cup now.
Same. Exactly. I'm trying to switch it. What's that?
Oh, I've had one. Wait, is that just yeah?
Views. It's like cigarettes, but so since I've started smoking this, I smoke a lot less cigarettes. I still smoke cigarettes, but hopefully I won't.
I
Such a
love
shame. We're all cigarette smokers.
I feel like I'm cheating on cigarettes anytime I hit this thing. I swear to God.
I completely quit cigarettes. Like I can't smoke cigarettes now. So thank goodness for this. I want to quit this eventually, but luckily it helped me quit that. And it was really a commitment too, because these are way more expensive than cigarettes.
Yeah, especially when you can get some on the reservation for super cheap.
Here's the thing, I won't buy these from the res either, because I am telling you 100% they taste different and gross. Really, really bad. I tried to get one time because I was out there getting gas anyways. And I was like, well, I'll just grab one since I'm out here, you know. And I tried to smoke. It tasted just dirty, chemical-y, like it was really rough. But now I can't even really do cigarettes. They make me, it's almost like the less I smoked them, the more each time I would smoke one here and there, I could taste, it's like I could taste the unhealthiness. I could feel it hit my body right away. And
I can't do vapes. I tried. I do want to quit smoking cigarettes. So I did. I tried vaping, and after just 1 day of vaping, I got an upper respiratory infection. I was like, you know what? I wasn't having any issues while smoking cigarettes. Not that they're better. I don't know. There's mixed reviews on what's better. So
it really depends. And I had to like search until I found something that I liked, and I'm very particular about flavors too. And that's what I'm able to quit. Like I can't do anything icy or mentholy. Blech. I can't do anything mentholy.
That's the kind I would choose.
Indigestion. It makes me so.
Really?
I can feel it sit in my chest.
Ah.
Yeah, like it just feels like a burny feeling.
Yeah, I don't trust them after that time. It was only like 1 day, and I got that upper respiratory. So I do eventually want to quit smoking cigarettes. Obviously, if I do like, you know, holistic reviews and I'm really into holistic health, cigarettes is the last thing I probably should be smoking.
Well, and I go through phases too. There's times where I'll be smoking this a lot. There's times I won't really smoke it much at all. I'm like, oh, I could totally quit. I could quit these. I could quit the coffee. Like I totally can. But I think it's really in times of stress or something, I'll smoke these more. And then I'm thankful I have these, you know, like moving, for example. So that's
like
been
the nootropics. It's the same thing with coffee. Like I'll drink a lot of coffee throughout the week, and I'll take a week off. And then when I feel like there's a reason I need coffee again, I'll drink it, and I'm able to perform at that task better. And that's also why I use like the alpha brain stuff like we were talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy that you brought that up during the show, because the new cube that I looked up, the NOOCUBE, I'm thinking about actually getting it just because of it has so many like holistic
You'll
things
be
in there.
surprised with how much like, you feel it when you take it.
Right.
Like,
So
you can just take half the dose that it says, and I bet you'll be like, wow.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I want to check that out too, just because, I mean, why not, you know?
Yeah, and
like
some of the best ones are always sold out. So if you see that it's sold out a lot, it's probably one that works well.
Yeah,
Right,
the
yeah.
ingredients sell out, And then
Right.
all these different companies got to contact whoever in Amazon to get the certain roots to put in pills and all that shit. I'm a company, Joe Rogan. It's like a huge, good reputable company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's with a lot of the good things. Like I used to always take bee pollen capsules. They help with energy and they work very well. And then the prices kept getting higher and higher on them because obviously there's been like a shortage of bees and less pollen, to the point where it's hard to even find them on the shelves now because of the scarcities. So
Yeah.
Who outsells a shitload of supplements is Alice Jones.
Really?
And that's how they fund the info. And
Really?
because they cut off all their different avenues of income, like kick them off Facebook, YouTube, whatever, they make their own
Wow.
internet source. The majority of their money, like 80% of it, comes from all the supplements they sell. And it's all top of the line shit for like the cheapest you can get it because they're such a huge conglomerate. They can buy huge amounts and then sell it for
cheaper.
nothing and still make a profit.
Yeah.
But all the different companies like vary slightly from one to another. One uses a little bit more of this and a little bit less of this, so it's all particular
Right.
person.
right.
I need to shift my focus to anti-aging. I'm about to be 31.
You're so
Up in
old.
bitch.
I'm about to be
And I
32, Gemini.
That's a rabbit
I know.
hole, man. The anti-aging. You can get
Right.
into some crazy stuff.
What's that?
Like that's a rabbit hole. Like all the different like dieting stuff you can do, or like.
All right, what up,
different,
Jared?
like,
Hook me
creams
up.
that they have.
What do you know?
Actually,
What do you know?
a lot of the things I named in the podcast, all the holistic alternatives for like Adderall, a lot of those ones that I named, the other properties they had were for anti-aging because a lot of them help with like Alzheimer's and things like that. So they keep you sharp and it keeps you feeling younger longer.
I just I refuse.
You refuse to age.
Refuse. Well, because you know
that's
what
the
else
one thing we
is
can't
not
do
is
anything
that
about.
I never. What's that?
You
What'd
said it
you
mafia
say?
style.
I refuse to age.
I fucking
Age.
okay. I've always had great skin, never got acne, anything like that. Like very blessed, never had it. Well, I'd want to say a month or so ago, I keep breaking out here and there, and it's like cystic acne. And they say your hormones change around 30.
From the face
And-
mask.
Right.
Because
I
you're
mean,
trying too hard to look young.
I'd be washing my face too much.
Oh,
Well, I really thought
face
that.
mask.
Oh,
the actual,
yeah.
like, the
Okay.
COVID
I
face
thought you
mask.
meant
That
we're
makes more
girls. We thought you meant the.
Yeah, we thought you
Well,
meant
here's
like
the thing.
facial
I'm
masks.
talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm not the
Me and
face
Sarah
Right.
were on the same thought process.
You know.
mask.
But the thing
He's like,
is,
oh,
I
you're doing too
thought-
many face mask treatments. I was like, yeah, she probably is.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's probably
That's exactly what he means.
gotta use aloe instead.
Right. Yeah. Well, because here's the thing. You would think that I would start getting acne like in the beginning of the pandemic, but at the same time, here's why it makes me think it might not be the face masks is because I'll get it all over and I'll get it like, you know what I mean, in this area, and then I'll kind of get it randomly, just kind of randomly, and they're not the kind that are actual pimples like clogged pores. They're like, it's cystic, where it's like very sore. It's not something that'll pop. It's almost like a hive. And my thing is, I used to, because I have certain food sensitivities, so it's why I don't do like the dairy or meat. And whenever I would eat dairy, I would get those kinds of like breakouts. So I'm like, I have to kind of sift through my diet again and see what I might be eating or something.
So many things could be contributed. It could be like the detergent that you're using on your pillowcases, or
Yeah.
it could be a lot of little things like the Febreze that you use on your couch. Like it could be so many different things that can cause irregularities like that.
Yeah. And the thing is that I hadn't switched anything, so I was so confused, but
You moved, it could be the water.
well, no, it was before that. And that's the thing, because I'm like, I probably would have thought that, but I just moved this past weekend. It's been like a month now. And it was so weird because I'm like, I don't think I've changed anything. I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I was using the same face wash I've been using for a while. I don't know. But the other thing is too, is I went off birth control for a little while.
Oh, that changes your hormones.
So that, like, sometimes I'll like, to get the dates to line up right. Like, I'll take a month off birth control and like let myself just get my period when I did it. Yeah. And it fucking, when I went off birth control, like my body betrayed me. I was like, you'd think that I wouldn't get it, but some people take birth control to help with like acne, but I think it is just the change in hormones because it lowers your immune system. And the thing is, so the medical medium, you guys know, I love Anthony William. I follow him all the time, but what he says is that, acne and stuff like that is from the strep bacteria. We all have it. It's just, is it able to take hold and kind of overgrow in certain areas? And the reason that acne is so linked to hormones is because hormonal changes lower your immune system. And when your immune system is lowered, you see the effects of like the strep bacteria and stuff. That's why he says eggs are so bad for acne. If you get cysts, ovarian cysts, any other kind of cysts, acne, things like that, that eggs are the worst thing for it. Oh, my low battery popped up. It did that during the thing too.
Like chicken eggs?
Yeah, like just, yeah, and because they say that. No, Jared, bird eggs, dummy. Robin's eggs only.
Well, we're talking about
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It could be womanly eggs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't eat.
That's why when he said chicken eggs, I started laughing because I knew what he was thinking.
For entertainment purposes
only.
I know what's going on.
I mean, right. But yeah, so I guess because when strep was made in the labs, right, like man-made, and the way they grew it and gave it like nourishment and let the bacteria grow was in eggs, like in the fucking petri dishes. They
made acne pretty much.
Strep would flourish in eggs.
They infected the population with acne, essentially.
I don't know if strep's the reason. I don't know if strep's the reason for acne, but I know if you're having issues with it, it could be a bunch of things, like people who have gut problems, anything like that. It can be strep in like different parts of your body. But I mean, I wouldn't fucking put it past it.
Yeah.
They probably fake news. Eggs, acne created in a lab.
And they put it in the fucking eggs.
And they blew it.
They made
like
it
the devil's breath on your face.
They've had that shit
keep it down.
In diners since the 40s.
No, but that thing that we covered today in the show, the devil's breath, like that's crazy. Like
that's scary. I always
it has to be in America all over, and we just don't know about it.
It's like when you hear about that stuff, you're like, oh my God, like in my little bubble, like I was like, and you're like, oh, that's out there somewhere.
And like a lot of those reports are just the ones that have like some criminal activity connected to it. Think of how many people were like robbed and had no clue.
Ever felt like at a bar before that you've been dosed or something? That's happened to me one time with the friend.
Really?
We went to the bar. We only had a drink or two. That's all that I remember. Having a drink or two, and we left within like 45 minutes of just getting there, and the whole events afterwards all
yeah,
just from like a regular.
You got roofied.
That's what I think.
It could be. Doesn't just happen to females.
And I've just been I've always been.
Person I was with,
Huh.
See, in my younger drinking years, I was always with my ex. I was never out like really alone. So I never really worried too much about that. But when I got older, I was like always very like afraid of that, like super mindful, never go out by myself kind of thing.
Right.
But there's
definitely
definitely
women go in droves.
It never seemed
What's
like
that?
a popular thing
Yeah.
in the places like when we were growing up or bars we would go to, but I think in like bigger cities,
Right.
like New York City and Atlanta, like down in Florida, that's like all the time type of
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's something that, like, if someone's going to roofie somebody, it more typically is probably someone who regularly does it, and probably,
yeah.
you know, it would probably be bigger city rather than a small town where everybody knows everybody.
Right.
But yeah, that's why girls, they travel in droves, and that's why it's like, girls, you gotta watch
As
your girls
you
when you're out. Make
As you
sure
said,
no one's
if you're not
touching their
out
drink.
with a significant other that you know you're going home with, you know you're going to be with the whole night, they have your back, then you need to be out with girls that are going to be at your hip. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's a lot
And
of
I
safety
don't
stuff.
like the too. I mean, it's so scary. Like it's like typical dating culture. Like go out to the bar and then like be open to like going home with someone you just met. It's fucking psychotic. Like,
Now, do you think that like things are more dangerous in that, you know, age group going out now or then? Like now in the age of like technology and media, do
I
you
think
think
the older you are, it's more dangerous. I think when you're kids or like in the high school, college time, like
Right.
usually with all your homies.
all the time when you're older,
yeah,
you usually
it's like
go
it's
somewhere
parties.
just
It's
to
not like a bar that any fucking buddy could be at. It's typically all friends.
But in like
Everyone
your
knows each other.
late 20s, early 30s and beyond, you're probably going out in smaller groups, or if not alone, like meeting someone you don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I would
and all
not.
that shit.
I
I'm
don't
sure
think
a
I'd
bunch of crazy
ever.
shit's happened.
I don't think I would ever go out to have a drink alone ever.
right. Well, like that's what gets scary sometimes. Like I'm not knocking anybody out there that uses Tinder, but I would be so scared to use it. Like just meet up with like a random person. You don't know if it's like a Dexter, like some serial killer, or like if they use Tinder to like kill
true.
people. Looks like Sarah has a guilty face on. Like I said, I don't knock anyone who uses it. I'm so paranoid.
Well, yeah, me too, though. Me too. Which is why, like, I don't know, the dating apps are just a little like they are scary, you know. And I think anybody's like maybe gotten it, then deleted it, and then you know. But
She's just speaking from purely herself. Yeah. You're not alone. A lot of people
I'm
use it.
talking about a friend.
Uh-huh. I have a question for my friend.
Like, not like no shame in it, but just the safety factor of it. It is kind of
Right.
like, what the? Like, I don't know.
Back in the day, it's like, oh, I'm starting to talk to a friend of my friend, or someone I met at a party, or somebody you met through somebody. Like this, it's like you can talk to somebody and say you go on a Tinder date and like they come to your house and they like take all your stuff and they delete their profile and you don't know how to get a hold of them, contact anything.
Right.
They have all fake everything.
Well, I mean, you have to heavily vet. I mean, you would have to heavily vet. Now, here's the thing. I think so. I had gotten on some dating apps for a little bit, only because it's a pandemic and you're not typically meeting people how you normally would when you're regularly going out. There's regular gatherings. Things are happening. You meet people, but in a pandemic, you don't really.
In itself is practically a dating app. You know?
Well, like,
That's
Facebook,
bad.
you have
That's
friends
bad.
you know on there.
Well,
often.
exactly. Honestly, most of once I hit like 19, 20, most of my relationships were from someone sliding into my DMs. Like my ex-fiance literally was well, I had met him like in person. We have mutual friends and stuff.
That's a little different though than just a rando.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's my point though, because our generation, I feel like we were more used to meeting somebody through somebody, even if it's on Facebook. If it's a friend of a Facebook friend, you'll hit that Facebook friend up and be like, hey, this person that we're mutual friends with hit me up. What's the scoop? Like there's some kind of connectivity. Like on Tinder, it's just
well, you can always talk to and see if they have like mutual friends
right after the fact.
And the good thing about is you can see what they've posted. You can see if it's like a fake account.
Fake.
True, yeah. But at the same time, it's like you'll know, because you always like ask, right? Like if you start talking to someone, you're like, oh, who do you know, or who do you know? And you'll ask around or something if you get like, you know, I don't know, serious with someone or you want, you know, but you can see what they post, see if there's mutual friends, do they comment on people's things, do they know people? And then at the same time, even in that case, you have to really get to know someone. Like, for example, if you're on Snapchat, you can only send snaps or video snaps if it's the real person.
Right, that's a little bit more secure.
Yeah, there's certain things that you do before you give anyone your information or anything like that.
Like the younger crowd nowadays, just like to
Right.
the wind.
Right. I don't like it because no.
Well, like it's like crazy. There's a show like Catfish out. It's been out for a long time now, and they never run out of catfish cases.
Right.
Me and my homie back in AOL days.
Throwback. It's aging us.
We would pretend we were fake people, like talking to people on the internet, just to fuck with them all. Like, me and
Catfish.
Steve,
You were Catfish.
that whole crew. We would, yeah, dude, we would do that. Just to fuck with
You should be proud of that.
And then you would copy it and then like put it in your info so like other people would see it, and that's how you make fun of like people on the internet.
But
funny.
after all these like catfish shows and everyone like understands that that's how the culture is nowadays, they'll still have like, you see people in here, they have 3-year long relationships online and haven't had a video, anything with the person.
They don't even know, yeah.
And they meet them like, oh my God, it's a completely different person.
I think the younger kids are a lot more savvy these days. Like one of the first things you do is vet if the person's real or not, right? Like send me a video, or you know what I mean? I want to hear your voice, snap me, FaceTime me, whatever. You know what I mean? Shit that you can't doctor up. But it really is. I mean, you still want to be careful because like me, for example, there's so I'm like, I get offended that just anybody can message you. Like,
You're offended.
The,
How dare you slide in my DMs?
the DMs that I've gotten, it's just like, are you fucking serious? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I've had people like hit me up and be like, hey, I'm having a cookout out here, swing out. I'm like, I don't fucking know you.
I don't think you should
How
really hit someone
fucking
up as
dare
long as
you?
can like get a hold of them directly. But I'm old.
Right. I mean,
so
I do
I've
like
never
that if
hit
you're
no
not,
one up unless I like really had their phone number, unless it was
Right.
like a really far out, like different kind of situation with someone I met. But even then, I would pursue having their phone number to hit them up, opposed to like going through like any of the
Social media.
internet apps I could have on my phone.
well, I think there's a lot of, and it's not that there is a lot, but there are some guys sometimes that it's like,
Jews are crazy.
you need to wait until a female is making it known to you that she's comfortable with you, or that this is an okay thing to be doing, right? Like I've had men that will, reach out to me and I don't, or even if we know mutual friends and I'm very clearly, not interested, but I'm not trying to be mean. And then, they'll like would say things like, oh, I'll drop this. You want me to drop some lunch off to you at work or something for no, like having a chicken barbecue.
You
Like,
can't get mad. You cannot knock someone for trying to get to know you because they want to get to know you.
Yeah, but if
If you're
you, right,
chicken
but if you,
barbecue?
aren't
Right. They're trying to hook you up.
Some Chevettas.
if you aren't responding, they're like, oh, come to this. But get this, if someone's like, oh, you should come to this thing, this chicken barbecue, and you're like, I can't, no, and you're turning down every offer, and then they're like, I'll bring it to your work, and I'm like, no, you fucking won't bring it to my work.
Better not bring me no goddamn chicken barbecue.
Don't you fucking come
In a
in here.
styrofoam
Well,
container?
You know what? I'm gonna be a little bit on the guy's side a little bit here because okay, say I'm a guy and I'm like, oh, Sarah's a really pretty girl. I'd like to get to know her. How do I do that nowadays when like people aren't really out and about and it's not like I'll just run into you at a party. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna say, hey, want to come to this event? Oh, she turned that down. Well, I don't want to just give up that easy because maybe she might like me, but she just specifically didn't want to go to the barbecue.
You're right.
Drop her off some- like guys are trying to come up with ideas and guys don't know how the female
What if it
brain
was
works.
a candy apple?
I think it's just if I'm like,
Candy
okay,
apple.
if someone's very clearly not going to be my type, you know what I mean? and I'm not showing interest, I think I hate when I have to outright like put myself in an uncomfortable position when I was just minding my own fucking business and I'm trying to mind my own business. Now I have to have a conversation with you, turning you down, and then I feel bad. And I'm like, I don't know. I just think that taking hints probably is, I think you're going to know if someone likes you or not.
You
For
think
me,
that, but a lot of people don't know how to get hints. They really don't. You have to be very direct sometimes.
I've had
Now,
to,
if you're direct and they still keep pursuing, then that's when it turns into a stalker.
Yeah, I've had to be very, very direct before. And I think a lot of females, just in general, you're going to run into that, you know, because that's your, you know, guys are but the flip side of the coin is that I'm old fashioned in that way, that I only want the guy to pursue me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to hit you.
So why do you think there's guys trying in that way?
Right, but they should know if I like them or not.
They don't. They don't know.
It's true. That's true. I think I get so annoyed. Well, because here's the thing: even if someone pursues me and I like them, if I'm reaching out to them and they're not really giving me a lot, I'm gonna take a hint and see you later. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think I would.
Yeah, but it goes both ways. So maybe you're pursuing a guy and a guy is just trying to play it cool. So try not to respond too quickly, or because they don't want you to be like, oh, this guy's too needy or clingy. So, you know, that's how dynamics work with relationships. Like, everyone's thinking the other person's thinking something else. It's the communication.
Yeah. See, I think
the vibe with.
That is where I'm different in the way of like, so it's kind of weird for me. Like, you know how some people, like, they'll want to make someone jealous, right? And it'll make you jealous and you'll try harder or whatever. I'm not that way at all. If I ever feel jealous or if I feel like you like someone else, I'm turned off. Like, if you're not all about me and letting me know,
that's called being older.
Yeah.
Then like taking any shit.
When you value yourself more, I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm in a backseat or I'm competing for you. You're clearly not meant for me. It doesn't feel like you're mine or you belong to me in a sense. So I'm just very much, because I think that happens a lot. Guys will like purposely try to not show interest to play it cool. But it's like that, if someone's not showing interest in me, then I'm going to leave you alone and my interest is going to fade, because that's not, and I think it is when you get older, when you value yourself more, when you're more like balanced and level-headed, you're like, I'm not going to like you more because you like me less. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And it's interesting how different the generations are. Like, really, like in your grandparents' day, when I don't know.
And it's tough. It's tough for me because I only like dating younger guys, so I got to deal with that.
You know why? It's because you like to have all the power. That's a Gemini thing too.
It is. Well, I think I'm like, it could be a thing like I'm desperately clinging to my youth. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking date a 30-year-old man. I'm allowed to be 31.
Hold this thought, because I think it's gonna cut out like.
All right. Well, then we should probably wrap it up for the after hours then. But it was a great show. Thank you for tuning in. What was that? Episode 11, the after hours. Around?
Oh yeah, a lot of episodes.
Well, thank you for always riding with us and tuning in. If you have anything you're interested in seeing, just post it, comment, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, find us.
Tell all the other people
All right, subscribe, like.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Kind of Fake News After
It's a
Hours.
bell notification. That's what YouTubers say all the time. Hit that bell button.
You can tag it and screenshot it and put it in your story.
Yeah, and reach out to us.
Yeah.